What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mike Rashid. I wanted to hop into this topic, CBD oil. It's a very hot topic. I'm sure you guys are getting marketed CBD left and right. The reason I'm diving into this is because a lot of people are asking me, am I promoting CBD right now? Because of the company that I used to own is now selling it. But I just want you guys to know I sold that company last year, and no, that's not me promoting it, and I won't promote it, at least not yet, and I'm gonna tell you why. About a year and a half, 2 years ago, my partners and I were talking about possibly coming out with CBD under Ambrosia, because we're all about a holistic approach to healing illnesses and relieving pain and things of that nature. And CBD sounded like it was right up our alley. However, when I'm doing my own antidote studies on myself, Sean doing the same thing, neither of us felt anything. Any of the therapeutic benefits that are purported by just people, I felt nothing of it. We went months. We did about 6 months just trying CBDs, the strongest, the best, whatever. I never got nothing out of it. It didn't help me with sleep, pain, nothing. None of the benefits that are claimed, I didn't experience any of the benefits. So I just told the guys, like, I can't get behind it. Sorry. So start diving into the research, looking for scholarly papers and studies and stuff like that, not just Google searches. I'll link a lot of stuff down below, but it kind of verified what I thought was true. So here it is. I'm looking at a study right here from 2017 by Bond Miller. They said that nearly 7 out of 10, 70% of the CBD products that exist did not contain the amount of marijuana extract that's promised on the label. Now, you might be wondering to yourselves, how are they able to say they have X amount if there isn't? Well, CBD is not regulated by the FDA at all. So, and this market is the wild, wild west. Marijuana just became legal in certain places, and CBD itself is still not legal everywhere. It's only in the states that marijuana is legal. So that's something you gotta be conscious of. And it's only on a state level, not a federal level. The state don't have pockets as deep as the federal government, so they're not gonna be putting that kind of money into these studies yet. Now I say yet because I think they will at some point. Now, also with that study that Bond Miller did, nearly 43% of the products contain too little CBD, while about 26% of the product contained too much. Less than 20% of the drug is absorbed orally. So that's a huge problem. Listen, if there's no regulations, there's nobody breathing down any of these companies' necks to make sure it's done properly. Why would they spend all the extra money and make sure it's done properly? Now, even in supplements, when people think there's no regulations, there are certain regulations. The FDA do breathe down our necks. It's not the Wild West like CBD. It used to be the Wild West, but it's not like that anymore. But there's still people who are very successful who sell tons of product that are cutting corners, okay? They're cutting corners, not giving you what you're supposed to be getting, not meeting label claims, etc. Now, if you have that in the supplement industry who's being positioned, like there's people getting in trouble, the whole nine, you still have people cheating. Imagine what the CBD industry is like. It's the wild, wild west. Like I said earlier, the CBD is being produced without any regulation and is resulting in products that vary widely in quality. So some might be good, but most of them, from all of the studies that they've been doing, most of them, the majority of them are not good at all. It's garbage. All right. So if you don't know what CBD is, cannabinoid is extracted from the flowers and the buds of marijuana or hemp, and it does not produce an intoxication marijuana high, yada, yada, yada. I think you guys know that. There's no THC in it, so there's no psychoactive response in the human body. Last month in December, the US FDA advisory panel, they unanimously recommended approval for CBD and a medication called Epidiolex, and it treats childhood forms of epilepsy. Now that's a little bit different. Now, children with epilepsy, they found that an extract of the CBD in this medication does work, okay? That's epilepsy, all right? So pretty much everything else There's no case studies with any kind of control groups that you could back any kind of data, no peer reviews. So it's all anecdotal and is usually driven by industry, by people trying to make money. Okay, let's be the first to have the CBD product. So me personally, I tend to stay, even if CBD worked, I don't know if I wanted to dive all the way into it right now because everybody's doing it. And I just hate doing what everybody's doing. So you could look at the fact that I do vegan protein. I legit started doing vegan protein in 2012 before I even thought about leaving meat alone because I don't like dairy. I didn't want to be on whey. This is before the wave of people doing plant-based protein. Now I see everybody, every Tom, Dick, and Harry doing it, okay? I'm not into that. I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. That's why Ambrosia is positioned the way that it is. So you guys can see, I mean, there's credibility in that. If you just look at my track record, I don't do what everybody else is doing. I got away from the typical sports nutrition model because it's just so common. I started doing it before I had a big name. I started my company in 2011. Most people didn't know who I am. And I started it out of a place of pureness. Like, I really wanted to make my own product that didn't give me crazy side effects while I'm training my clients. In the beginning, I had no intention on even selling any of this shit. It was just for me and maybe dudes in the gym, maybe my clients, maybe other trainers in the gym where I worked at. That was my intention on making my very first product, okay? So as time went on, I can start marketing this. People were hitting me up. Okay, I started making money on it. However, I got to a certain point where I'm like, you know what? Everybody and their grandma got a fucking supplement company now. You know what I'm saying? And I just didn't want to be in that same party with, some people that I respected, a lot of them I didn't. A bunch of goofy motherfuckers, a bunch of lames, a bunch of people. I found myself in counsel with people who were all successful making money by a social perception, of success. But these are people that I wouldn't typically open my world up to. People that in my old life would have been victims, you know what I'm saying? People that I would not normally be cool with. So I'm like, why am I being cool with these people just because we're all making money? That's not okay. So, I started pushing myself away and pushing these people that I wasn't vibing with away from me. And I'm just keeping it pure and honest to me and myself because contrary to most motherfuckers, I got to look at myself in the mirror at the end of the day and be happy with who I see and what I see. So with that being said, I'm not doing anything that I don't believe in. I'm not affiliating myself with people I just can't vibe with, people I don't like. It is what it is. Whether that creates barriers of certain revenue streams or not, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm a intelligent person. I can always get to the money. You know what I mean? But my life is not predicated on that. My life is predicated on being a stand-up dude and raising my kids to be stand-up people. So that's why I move the way that I move. And that's why I ain't fucking with CBD oil. Every time I hear somebody say, I'm coming out with a CBD brand, I'm like, word, bro. The shit don't work yet, okay? I'm not saying CBD don't work. The shit that's on the market right now don't work. 80% of it, 70% of it. The studies are there. It's all linked down below. Now, I do think at some point it will get to a point to where it's going to be effective. It's going to start being regulated. I hope that's the case because it does have some potentially really amazing benefits to it. But right now we're just not there. So I'm not on that train. So you don't have to ask me again. And if we ever get to a point to where we know we have a source of legit shit and we want to bring it to the market, if everything's legit, safe, all 50 states, then maybe we'll make that leap. But until then, I can't rock with it. All right, y'all, I just wanted to give y'all my 2 cents on CBD oils. This is completely and solely based on my research and my team, all right? I want y'all to try it yourself, read about it, try it if you want to try it, if you think, that's a good thing to do, but, just be careful out there, be safe, all right? And always do your own research, always. You don't just take my word for it or anybody else for that matter. Do your own research. We have Google, we have a wealth of information at our disposal. Utilize that shit, all right? You got a second brain right here in this fucking iPhone, okay, or Android for you weirdos that got Androids. I'm fucking with y'all. But anyway, much love. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.